behind you, Paul.
Welcome back to another Battlefront update. This last Friday, believe it or not, we actually had something rather juicy to look forward to, in it being an interview of DICE design director Dennis Brännvall. It's been a while since we've heard from him, last being his announcement for Clone Wars at EA Play. So it goes without saying, but this long-awaited interview would hopefully tell us something good, at the very least offer just a teaser. For perhaps, I don't know, the new heroes, conquest mode, offline arcade, or anything really Battlefront 2 related. Now Daniel Steinholtz, the editorial writer at DICE who recently returned back from his vacation, conducted the interview and finally released it on Friday. And what do we get from it? The truth is, yes, the highly anticipated interview was nothing more than just a background on Dennis and not really on Battlefront 2. Now of course I realized this was an internal interview, but it's nonetheless incredibly disappointing that they didn't even drop a tease or hint somewhere in there for at least future Battlefront 2 content. It's just really weak PR. However, that's not to say the interview was completely useless, as it did give us an interesting look behind the scenes on Dennis, but even more so, it did reveal something else. When Steinholtz asked Dennis about his current work on Battlefront 2, this is what Dennis had to say. Now, I work together with a couple of super talented designers who are big fans of Star Wars. Alright, notice the words now and a couple in that sentence. So is Dennis saying there are only a couple of people now left over to work on Battlefront 2? Right, sure, the previous DICE employee leaks said that was the case, but awfully interesting to hear Dennis use such wording if you ask me. Also in the interview, it was once again stressed that the new large-scale multiplayer mode will be focused on capturing command posts and taking out capital ships. And yes, I know this was said at EA Play, but considering DICE has said a lot of things in the past about Battlefront 2 in which now they've either backpedaled on or went completely hush-hush about, which naturally has put a lot in the Battlefront 2 community in doubt about their promises. So I certainly liked how they decided to stress this point out again about capturing command posts and attacking capital ships. It should make us confident that this is something that DICE could actually deliver on. But yeah, other than that, not much else really in the interview. Granted, this is only part 1 of the interview, which part 2 supposedly comes out next week. But to be fair, after seeing part 1, I'd keep my expectations low for part 2, at least when it comes to revealing anything new for Battlefront 2. For all we know, it might just be an entire article talking about what Dennis had for lunch. Now to piggyback on Dennis's quote about only working with a couple of people on Battlefront 2, it seems now he'll be working with one less person, as Paul Kesslin has left the Battlefront 2 team and DICE altogether. According to his Twitter, he's going to be working on Generation Zero at Avalanche Studios, leaving DICE after 5 years and 9 months on the job there. For those unaware, Kesslin was a multiplayer producer for Battlefront 2, and was the public face of the game during its release back in November. He as well notably took part in a DICE developer AMA alongside Dennis last December, which honestly was mostly a bunch of PR answers than actual answers to a lot of the big questions that people had, especially when it came to skirmish mode or galactic conquest. When Benoit, the community manager, was asked about the remaining team working on Battlefront 2, and if there would be any replacement for Kesslin or new developers coming onto the team in general, all Wok could reply with was, "I joined the team, if that counts. Can confirm I'm moving to Stockholm in the coming weeks." So you've got at least one person moving into the studio. As for anyone else, not really my place to say, I'm afraid. As before, staffing numbers isn't something I can give out. So basically, there is no replacement for Kesslin, the multiplayer producer of Battlefront 2, other than Wok, who's already worked as the community lead for a couple months now, who will be now moving into Stockholm. Not to mention, he's quite hesitant on revealing anything more about the team size as well, which is very odd, as for example companies like Rockstar or CD Projekt Red have no problem revealing or even gloating how big of a team they've got working on a project. Yet it's the exact opposite here at DICE. I wonder why. Anyways, some new glitches have popped up in the last few days within the game, which yes, they are actual new glitches that I wanted people to be aware of. First, the hero-to-villain dialogue seems to have for some reason been recently disabled due to the Palpatine hotfix. So no, you won't be hearing Han making comments to Lando or anything like that anymore, at least for the time being, as well as the experience earned in Hero Showdown being massively reduced. So if you're looking to level up some of your heroes, it's advised you stay away from that mode until the glitch has been fixed. Finally, there's a double XP event happening right now during the weekend to make up for the one we didn't get in July. So if you haven't booted up the game recently, it would be a good idea to do so now during the weekend to try and take advantage of the event, especially to earn more credits in preparation for the Clone Wars DLC dropping this fall. But that'll do it for this Battlefront update. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please like it, share it, and subscribe to the channel to not only support it, but keep up with Star Wars news, gaming, and canon lore released every week. And consider following me on Twitter and Facebook to never miss out on the latest Star Wars related content. Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.